buckle up, because tonight we are going balls deep.
Oh, yeah.
So deep that the balls hit the base.
Deep dive.
Huge shout out to you for suggesting this one.
Love it.
We aim to please.
Always.
You wanted to explore some different threads. And let me tell you,
Oh, yeah.
this one is a doozy.
It is.
Terry A. Davis.
Yeah.
Temple OS.
Temple OS, baby.
You've probably seen the memes.
For sure.
But trust me,
Oh, yeah.
there's a whole lot more to this story than meets the eye.
Absolutely, 100%.
We're going beyond the memes tonight.
We're going full deep dive.
Full deep dive.
That's right.
So let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
Who was Terry A. Davis?
All right.
And what's the deal with this Temple OS thing?
So Terry Davis was a programmer.
Okay.
And we're not just talking about any programmer. We're talking like hardcore coding skills.
All right, so like the real deal?
Oh, yeah, real deal, like prodigy level stuff.
Okay, wow.
But in the 90s, he started experiencing symptoms of schizophrenia.
Oh, wow.
And this really shaped his life.
Okay.
And ultimately led to the creation of Temple OS.
So Temple OS being his magnum opus.
Magnum opus.
Okay.
Exactly.
This wasn't just like some weekend coding project.
Absolutely not. No, this was his life's work.
Wow.
A digital temple dedicated to God.
Okay, so we're talking
Like
some serious dedication here.
640 by 480 resolution.
What?
No mouse.
Really?
And a custom file system called Red Sea.
Okay, now this was way back in the early 2000s,
Mm-hmm.
right? When everyone else was obsessed with like flashy graphics,
graphic.
like user-friendly interfaces.
Yes, user-friendly.
Like all that stuff.
All the stuff that we've come to expect.
Exactly.
But Terry went in the complete opposite direction.
So he intentionally made it
Simple.
simple.
That seems counterintuitive, right?
Yeah, it does seem counterintuitive.
Like, why would you do that?
Especially back then.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a deliberate choice.
Okay.
He believed that modern operating systems were too complex, too cluttered.
Okay.
He wanted to create something pure.
Okay.
Something that would allow him to connect with God directly.
So this was like more than just an operating system.
Oh, yeah. This was a spiritual endeavor.
Wow.
He even built in a random word generator,
Oh, wow.
which he used to, in his words, talk to God.
Okay, so we're talking about a guy
Yeah.
who was deeply religious,
Deeply religious.
and those beliefs permeated everything he did,
Everything.
even his coding.
Exactly. And this is where things get even wilder.
Okay.
So
Oh, boy.
he claimed to have run over a CIA nigger with his car.
Whoa.
We'll dive deeper into this later.
Yeah.
But it's important to note that these statements,
Yeah.
while disturbing,
Right.
were likely influenced by his schizophrenia.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance, right?
Yeah.
Between acknowledging his brilliance
Mm-hmm.
and addressing the,
Yeah.
well, let's say,
Yeah.
problematic aspects of his personality.
For sure.
But we can't shy away from the tough stuff.
Absolutely not. We're going full deep dive, remember?
Full deep dive.
That's what makes this story so captivating.
Yeah.
You have this incredibly talented programmer
Mm.
creating something truly unique.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Yeah.
he's battling these inner demons.
Right.
And it manifests in some really unsettling ways.
So he builds this operating system,
Right.
Temple OS,
Mm-hmm.
as a direct line to God.
Yeah.
He's talking about CIA agents and,
Yeah.
well, you know, those glow-in-the-dark singers he was always going on about.
Oh, yeah.
But how did this all play out online?
Yeah.
He wasn't exactly keeping a low profile, was he?
He was not keeping a low profile.
So
right?
where did he hang out online?
Well,
Was he like a forum troll,
yeah.
early social media influencer?
A bit of both, actually,
Really?
back then.
Yeah.
Forums were the place to be.
Okay.
And Terry was a constant fixture. He'd
Yes.
promote Temple OS. Okay.
Argue about tech
Mm-hmm.
and just generally let loose with his
Yeah.
unfiltered thoughts.
And those thoughts often went to
Oh, yeah.
some pretty dark places, right?
Sometimes.
I mean, the guy wasn't exactly known for his political correctness.
No, not at all.
Um,
Let's just say Terry didn't believe in holding back.
Okay.
He was like an open book.
Okay.
But the book was filled with bizarre rants and offensive language.
All right.
And the more controversial he got,
Yeah.
the more attention he attracted.
So the internet being the internet,
Right.
people started noticing him.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so we left off with Terry, this programming genius, wrestling with schizophrenia, building Temple OS as his divine mission,
Yeah.
and ranting online about glow-in-the-dark VAERS and CIA conspiracies.
Right.
It's like a digital fever dream, right?
It really is. It's a pretty apt description.
Yeah.
And his online presence, well, it just amplified everything.
Okay.
This wasn't just some quiet techie coding in a basement.
Terry was out there making noise.
Okay, so where did he hang out online?
Yeah, where was he?
Was he like a forum troll? Early social media influencer?
A bit of both, actually.
Really?
Yeah, back then forums were the place to be.
Okay.
And Terry was a constant fixture.
Oh,
He'd promote Temple OS,
okay.
argue about tech,
Mm-hmm.
and just generally let loose with his unfiltered thoughts.
And those thoughts often went to
Oh, yeah.
some pretty dark places.
Oh,
I mean, the guy wasn't exactly known for his political correctness.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Let's just say Terry didn't believe in holding back.
Okay.
He was like an open book.
Okay.
But the book was filled with bizarre rants and offensive language. And the more controversial he got, the more attention he attracted.
So the internet being the internet,
Right.
people started noticing him.
Oh, absolutely.
They did.
Some were genuinely interested in Temple OS,
Okay.
seeing it as this amazing feat of engineering.
Right.
Others were just drawn to the spectacle, the sheer weirdness of it all.
So there was like a mix
Oh, yeah, a total mix.
of people who were like genuinely interested in the tech,
Mm-hmm.
and then people who were just like,
Yeah, just rubbernecking.
yeah, there for the show.
For the spectacle, exactly.
Okay.
So, a real mix.
Wait, so people were actually using Temple OS?
Yeah.
I mean, this thing was designed for talking to God.
I know, it's wild.
Not exactly your everyday operating system.
Not at all. It's so niche.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, yes.
Okay.
A small but dedicated community sprang up around it.
Wow.
They saw it as a kind of digital art project,
Okay.
a testament to one man's unique vision.
Interesting.
They appreciated the simplicity, the raw creativity of it.
It's like a cult classic.
Mm-hmm.
Only instead of a movie, it's an operating system.
It really is. It's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
It was never going to be mainstream,
Right.
but it had this underground appeal.
Okay.
And that appeal was fueled by Terry's online persona. The more outrageous he became, the more infamous he got.
Yeah.
And the more people became curious about his creation.
So in a way, his online rants, and let's be honest, his offensive language
Yeah, the offensive stuff.
actually helped spread the word about Temple OS.
It's a strange irony, isn't it?
It really is.
But that's the nature of the internet.
Yeah,
Controversy breeds attention.
for sure.
And in Terry's case, it created this bizarre feedback loop.
Right.
The more outrageous he became, the more people flocked to see what he was all about.
It's like they say,
Uh-huh.
any publicity is good publicity.
Right, exactly.
Okay. But it wasn't all forums and deck talk, right?
No.
Didn't he get into video streaming at some point?
He did. Yeah, YouTube became his new playground.
Oh,
He'd live stream himself coding,
Uh-huh.
ranting,
Okay.
even just walking around Las Vegas talking to himself.
What?
Yeah, it was pure, unfiltered Terry.
And I'm guessing those streams were...
Oh, there was something else.
Yeah.
Imagine a chaotic mix of programming brilliance,
Mhm.
bizarre religious pronouncements,
Okay.
and of course those infamous rants about glow-in-the-dark lingers and the CIA.
So basically a recipe for viral internet fame?
Pretty much. Yeah, he became this unintentional YouTube celebrity.
Wow.
People would tune in just to see what crazy thing he'd say next.
I can't imagine that went over well with YouTube's censors.
Oh, it did not. He was constantly getting banned,
Really?
only to pop up on another account.
So like a whack-a-mole situation?
Exactly. A constant cat and mouse game.
So this is where things start to spiral, right?
Yeah, I think so.
The more attention he gets,
Mm-hmm.
the more erratic his behavior becomes.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The line between Terry's online persona and his real-life struggles became increasingly blurred.
And it all played out in front of
Oh, yeah.
a growing online audience, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this wasn't just happening in some dark corner of the internet anymore.
No, it was out there for everyone to see.
So we have Temple OS,
Hmm.
this bizarre operating system dedicated to God,
Right.
And we have Terry, the troubled genius behind it, ranting and raving online for all the world to see.
Yeah, the whole world.
But what about the people who were drawn to him, to his work?
Yeah,
Who were they?
that's where things get even more complex.
We've been talking about Terry A. Davis, the programmer behind Temple OS.
Right.
His unique vision and his, shall we say, colorful online presence.
Very colorful.
It's a wild story.
Yeah, it is.
But what about the people who were drawn to him and his work?
Yeah, who were these people?
Who were they?
That's where things get really fascinating. You see, Terry attracted a diverse crowd.
Oh, yeah.
There were the tech enthusiasts genuinely impressed by the fact that he built an entire operating system by himself.
Right.
They saw Temple OS as a testament to individual brilliance, a kind of outsider art in the digital world.
So like a digital equivalent of those intricate toothpick cathedrals you sometimes see.
Exactly.
Built purely out of passion and a unique vision.
Yeah, a singular vision.
Okay, cool.
And then there were those intrigued by Terry's personality,
Right.
his unfiltered thoughts,
Uh-huh.
his rants about glow-in-the-dark curves on the CIA.
Oh, yeah.
They saw him as an anti-establishment figure, a rebel who dared to challenge the status quo.
And let's be real, some are just there for the memes, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The internet loves a good train wreck.
For sure.
Terry's online persona, his bizarre pronouncements, his clashes with, well, everyone.
Right.
It all made for highly entertaining content. But beneath the surface, there was a genuine fascination with the man himself.
Okay.
People wanted to understand what made him tick, what drove him to create Temple OS.
Like a car crash. You know, you shouldn't look, but you can't help yourself.
It's so true. It's human nature to be drawn to the unusual, the extraordinary.
Yeah.
And Terry A. Davis was definitely that. He was a walking paradox, a brilliant programmer who believed he was talking to God through his computer.
Right.
A tech whiz who espoused views that were often offensive and disturbing.
So what happened to this community after his death? Did they just disperse, or did Temple OS and Terry's legacy live on?
It's amazing, but it did live on. The community actually grew.
Really?
Yeah, people continued to explore Temple OS, to share their discoveries, to create new software for it.
So they're still working on it?
Yeah, they're keeping it alive.
Oh.
There's even a Temple OS-based video game now.
Wait, a video game?
I know.
On an operating system designed to be a temple for God?
You couldn't make this stuff up. I know it sounds crazy.
It does.
But that's the thing about Terry A. Davis and Temple OS.
Yeah.
It defies logic and expectations. It's a testament to the enduring power of individual creativity, even when that creativity is fueled by, well, some pretty unconventional beliefs.
Okay, so what's the takeaway from all this? What can we learn from Terry A. Davis and his strange, often troubling story?
I think there are a few key things.
Oh.
First, it reminds us that brilliance and mental illness can often coexist.
Right.
Terry's schizophrenia undoubtedly shaped his life and his work, both for better and for worse.
Yeah. It's a reminder that the human mind is a complex and often contradictory thing.
Exactly. Second, Terry's story highlights the power and the peril of the internet.
Okay.
It gave him a platform to share his creation with the world.
Uh-huh.
But it also amplified his struggles and exposed him to a level of scrutiny and mockery that he might not have been equipped to handle.
It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? The internet can be a force for good, but it can also be a breeding ground for negativity and exploitation.
Absolutely. And finally, I think Terry's story challenges us to confront our own biases and assumptions about mental illness, about creativity, about what constitutes normal.
Okay.
He was a unique individual who defied easy categorization, and his legacy continues to spark debate and discussion.
It's a story that stays with you, that makes you think about the world and about ourselves in a different way.
Precisely. And
Yeah.
sometimes that's the most valuable thing a story can do.
Well, this deep dive has certainly given us a lot to think about. Thanks to you, the listener, for suggesting this fascinating and at times unsettling topic. It's been a wild ride, and we appreciate you joining us on this journey into the world of Terry A. Davis and Temple OS.
Absolutely. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.